From Fan 4 with you. Here's it's 8:10 p.m. on Wednesday, December 11th, 2019. Welcome to day 10 of 12 Days of Disney. We're going to talk about the 1953 classic Peter Pan based on J.M. Barrie's book. The film was released in 1953. This, I believe, third Disney film to be released in the 1950s. Featuring the voice talents of Bobby Driscoll, Catherine Beaumont, Hans Conried, and many others. It centers around the Darling children in Bloomsbury, suburban London, and they found out that Wendy was telling stories about Peter Pan, and their father was a skeptic, so they decided it was their last night in the nursery, and that Naya would no longer be their nursemaid. So they took it upon Peter Pan, who came to that Darling house and found the shadow and sewed it back on, and so they used pixie dust and they thought happy thoughts, and they were off to Neverland. Of course, the song You Can Fly was the most to attribute that to that. And of course, when we first arrive in Neverland, of course, we see the pirates singing, joining Captain Hook and Mr. Smee, of course. And Tinkerbell tags along with them. They tried to fly at first, but unfortunately they could not. But then they learned. They learned quickly. And then they meet up with the folks called the Lost Boys, which John and Michael become a part of. And they go out to find the Indians, of course. And it leads with an encounter with Tiger Lily, who was kidnapped by Captain Hook. And then Peter Pan got Tiger Lily back to their Indian encampment with, well, Peter Pan flirted with him. Wendy was forced to get the firewood. And she was fed up with it. And she said Tiger Lily really loved Peter Pan. And Tinkerbell was trapped. And of course, the box had a special something. It was a time bomb, which many of you may have known. And Wendy, of course, either had to join Captain Hook or walk the plank. And when she walked the plank, she didn't go in. Peter Pan saved her. But let's not forget, Lost Boys play a game of Follow the Leader, which was an interesting point in the film. Let's not forget, the Lost Boys had to fight Captain Hook, who's lost one of his hands because of the crocodile, the tick-tock, with the clock in his mouth. And Peter Pan used him as bait, calling codfish, and he ended up chasing after Captain Hook near the end of the film, and then the ship turned gold and left Neverland and back to Bloomsbury, London, where the Darling family returned and they lived happily ever after, and it was a wonderful experience in Neverland that they would never forget, especially the Mermaid Lagoon part. I really liked that one too. And they shot Wendy Bird, of course. That's what they thought it was when she was flying, so they fired projectiles at her. But luckily she was saved. And this film was interesting. That was Disney's finest film of the decade, and certainly a great take on J.M. Barrie's classics. So that's my view on the film Peter Pan from 1953. A worthy Disney classic any family should watch. Even as they get older, this movie reminds them that they don't have to grow up. That's the whole point of it. So that'll do it for day 10. Stay tuned for day number 11, and you stay right where you are. I'll be right back.